Hey guys, it's Kennedy, and for today's video, I'm going to be showing you everything I've been loving for the month of September. I know I didn't mention it anywhere, but I didn't put up an August favorites video, and that was just because I hadn't tried out any new products that I was excited about and I wanted to put in a video for you guys. So I held off for a month, and I have a few things now that I am so in love with and I want to talk to you guys about, so let's just jump right in. As per usual, I'm going to start with skincare. So first up, I have the Caudalie. I don't know how to properly say the name, I'll speak French, but this is the SOS Thirst Quenching Serum, and it's for dehydrated skin. It just says to apply morning and evening on face and neck before your moisturizer, which is exactly what I do. I actually picked this up because I went into Sephora a couple weeks ago and I actually wanted to see about the Sephora like Make No Mistake stick foundation. So there was a really great girl there that I asked if she could help me color match it just to make sure that the lightest one would be my color. And so instead of just like matching it to my neck and putting the foundation here, she literally did like a facial treatment on me. Like she just did a whole treatment and like prepped my skin and used this and raved about it. And then there was another girl that raved about it. I know they're like trying to sell me on stuff, but also it was very genuine, the interaction. So I really I enjoyed when she used this product on my skin, and my skin felt great afterwards. So I picked it up and I've been loving it ever since. This definitely makes my skin feel very hydrated and like plumped almost, which is a funny word, but it's definitely a nice feeling. So I do use this morning and night before my moisturizer, and I've just been liking it so far. My skin is super dehydrated and dry, so this is perfect for me. And it doesn't take long to sink in. It feels great on my skin, so I love it. The other skincare item I have is from The Body Shop, and it is the Tea Tree Anti-Imperfection Night Mask. So this is just what it looks like here. It's a heavy kind of glass jar. On the inside, it's like this jiggly little green face mask, and it smells very heavily of tea tree, obviously. I like using this almost every night. I just want to read you guys what it says on the website because it's funny. When I went into The Body Shop, like when I bought this face mask, I actually was going in to pick up the new like matcha like skin pollution face mask, but then I was reading like what each of them do, and I figured this was like an overnight mask, so I could use it much more often and it would help reduce blemishes and stuff on my skin. So I just picked this one up first, and I've been liking it ever since. Also, I find it's hard to pick up if you just try to like scoop some out with your hands. So I have this little spatula that I got from the Laneige like eye cream because I bought a few jars of those, so I had an extra one lying around I wasn't using, so I like using this to just scoop some out and then put it in my hand and on my face. So just a fun little tip. But I'm just on the Body Shop website, and it says, wake up to clearer looking skin. Our fresh and breathable Tea Tree Anti-Imperfection Night Mask is specifically formulated to care for oily skin and imperfections while you sleep. Oops, I got pretty dry skin. Infused with salicylic acid and community trade tea tree oil, this 100% vegan leave-on mask for oily skin will reduce the size and number of imperfections and achieve clearer, smoother, and healthier looking skin. I definitely like using this like pretty often. Even though my skin is quite sensitive, it hasn't made my skin irritated at all. Sorry, I can't get my sentence out. Hasn't irritated my skin. It has helped to reduce the size of blemishes overnight, and it feels really great. Sometimes I will wake up with a little bit dried out skin, like not terribly, but you can tell that I had like a acne fighting kind of mask on my skin because it'll dry out my skin a little bit. So I make sure that when I apply this mask right after and before I go to bed, I will put on a little bit of like bio oil, and I feel like the two combined work well together. And so I will wake up with hydrated skin, but also it has been fighting my blemishes overnight. It's not like a crazy miracle worker kind of spot treatment, but it's nice to pop on my skin and have it help reduce the size of blemishes and things overnight. So it's really good. It's expensive. I think it was like $21 or like $25, but I use so little of it every night that it'll last for a while. So it's all good. Now moving on to makeup. For foundation, this should come as no surprise if you saw my last video. This is the Sephora Make No Mistake Foundation and Concealer Stick. I have the shade 01 Driftwood. If you guys are curious at all about this foundation and just how it applies and things like that, I will have my video linked from last week. But I really like this foundation. I'm wearing it right now, and it just looks nice and relatively natural. It feels really great on my skin. It doesn't dry me out at all, but it works well with my dry skin, so. Now moving on to makeup. For foundation, I have the Sephora Make No Mistake Foundation and Concealer Stick. I did do a whole video just about this foundation last week. If you missed it and you want to check it out, I will have it linked just up above here. But I have the shade 01 Driftwood, and I really like this. I'm not going to ramble too much about it because I did a whole dedicated video on it, but the foundation's really great. I'm wearing it now, and it just looks relatively natural. It feels great on my skin, and I really like it. Oh, also it's affordable. It's like $25 for a stick foundation from Sephora, which is like kind of expensive, but also not. It's on the more affordable end of things, so I like it. Next, I have an applicator I want to show you guys. This is the Velour Powder Puff, just from London Drugs. Looks like this guy here, it's a big one. I picked it up because I watched Tati a lot and she's mentioned it multiple times in the past, so I figured I'd finally pick one up and try it out, and I really like it. You can only see like a little bit of makeup here because I haven't used it too much, but I've been using it to set my under eyes, which seems like kind of difficult, but it actually works really great. I like using it with my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder just under my eyes and then just all over my face too, and it just sets everything really nicely. It also is just nice and soft, and if I'm getting a little oily throughout the day, if it's like crazy oily, I'll use like a blotting sheet, but because my skin's relatively dry, sometimes I just get a little shiny. I will just kind of use this to like mattify it down without adding more powder, and it works really well to just kind of take away some of the excess shine. It's noisy. That's not my highlighter. That's not like, that I don't want to be there, basically. I'm having a tough time with words today, I'm sorry. From Maybelline, I have the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Waterproof Mascara. I believe I've tried the non-waterproof formula a while back, but don't quote me on that. I picked this up because I was just literally Googling good waterproof drugstore mascaras. This came up and I was like, you know what, I'm desperate. My eyes are watering like crazy and my non-waterproof mascara is just running down my face all the time. Can't stand it. So I picked this up and I really like it so far. I've been using it for a while. It's a very natural mascara, so it's not like dramatic kind of look, but I like it for every day. It still makes me look like I'm kind of awake, but nothing too much. It also hasn't irritated my eyes at all, which is good because my eyes are quite sensitive. So I find that after a while, mascaras just start to irritate me, but so far we're good with that one. On to highlighter. This is from e.l.f. and it's in the shade Moonlight Pearls, and I've heard lots of people talk about this. I know there's lots of pros and cons to this. I remember hearing Kathleen Lights talk about this, and she mentioned that she had to scrape off the like top layer of it to be able to actually use it, which I didn't have that issue with. I thought I might, but I was like, I'll try it for like $4, and I really love this. I wear this 99% of the time when I'm wearing my more natural makeup, like what I'm wearing now, instead of my full face, and I think it just looks really pretty. It's a nice natural kind of highlighter, but it still makes me feel like I'm glowing and I still feel really nice wearing it. So I love it. It's very affordable, and if I don't like, the last time I didn't wear this on my face was when I went to a wedding, and I was wearing kind of like a tank top dress, so I put it on like my décolleté and on my shoulders, so even though it wasn't on my face because I wanted a more intense highlight, I still had it here and it looked great, so I love it. And the last two things I have are both lip products, but I want to mention them together because that's my favorite way to wear them. So this is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Abu Dhabi, and this here is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. So I like wearing these together. I'm wearing them right now, so it's nothing like spectacular or revolutionary, but it is just a nice, pretty, more natural kind of glossy look. I love it. I just like adding the soft matte lip cream underneath because my lips aren't super pigmented, so like the gloss looks fine on top, but I just like having it more even with the color underneath and then throwing a light layer of the gloss on top, and I think it looks really pretty. So that's what I've been wearing recently, and I love it, and it's super comfortable on the lips too, so like 10 out of 10. But that is it for my video today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! So this is what my skin looks like after one layer of foundation, but I like just dabbing a little bit on, like patting it under my eyes.